Why does it say my stream ended though? Just a second here. Okay, has my stream ended or not? That's what I'm curious about. Just a second here. It's kind of annoying that, okay, so it is live. Is it live? Oh good, it is back to being live. Alright, cool. That's weird. It said that the stream had completely ended on YouTube, but it didn't on my streaming software, but it seems like it's working again. Are there still people here? Okay. We'll give that a second to resolve itself. But it looks like it's back. Just want to see if anyone said anything in the Discord. Okay. I think we're okay. It looks like it's going. Maybe. Hopefully, I might have kicked everybody out. Maybe we're good now. I don't know how much folks missed. What I'm trying to decide is okay. Oh weird. Okay, I think it's working. All right. So what I'm trying to decide is should I put a little bit of blue at the very bottom of the mold to blend this in with the shell, or is that blue going to get displaced when I put clear resin over top? My thought was I could put a little tiny bit of blue, put this in, put a little tiny bit of clear to just kind of barely cover things, wait for the resin to get thicker, and then pour the clear resin in, because that would not displace as much. It's going to keep its shape more once the resin's a little bit thicker, but hopefully then I wouldn't get air bubbles and things, because I would have, you know, just enough resin in there to kind of coat all of the areas that air might get trapped in. I'm thinking I might try doing that. It does mean that I need to figure out what color of blue I want to use, because I'm thinking maybe a slightly lighter blue than this dark blue. I could use the blue we're going to use for the sunrise dice, possibly. What do we got? But I was thinking like, maybe not. I don't know. Should I go a little bit more green, or should I go for kind of the same? That's not quite right. So this is the blue that I did. I'm thinking maybe kind of like this almost. Just like a slightly lighter blue. It's just a little bit lighter. Just to kind of help blend it. Ooh, or like the sky blue, that's kind of pretty. Just a little bit of like a sky blue or a blueberry. Maybe the blueberry. It's a little bit darker, just not like too much. Whoop. Knock you guys around a little bit. Sorry. All right, blueberry, let me find that real quick. It's right here. Yep, so there's the blueberry. I do already have my colors for the sunrise dice. It's just the same ones that I used 2 weeks ago. They're pretty. I like the dice that I did 2 weeks ago turned out pretty, so we'll use the same ones. I think before we start getting, do I want to get things put into cups? I need to get a mixing cup for this. I might just have, it's like orange or something. I might just have one over here that I could use. Here's that one. I'm not gonna need a ton of that. We're just gonna use a little bit at the very bottom of the molds. And we'll add the ink once we've already got the resin in there. So don't need to worry about that. I think, let me get these, I think, spread out onto all of these so that I kind of know what's going where, and then we'll get all of the stuff put into the mixing cups for the sunrise dice. And then let me double check and look at these, all of the miscellaneous shaker charms that I have here, and see if there's anything that I need to get set up for those. Yeah, I'm quite happy with how these turned out. I went for, like, you know, some variation and things. Lots of, let me see if I can. Lots of variation and things. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with those. Let me spread them out. All of the D20s have one, like, bigger flower. Oops, let me hit you. Like I said, this is a design that I've done before. Many years ago. It was actually quite a few years ago, because this is one of the first designs that I ever did. This is actually one of the designs that convinced me to get masters. Before I ever, you know, made dice to sell, I got, you know, that cheap set of dice molds off of Amazon, and was messing around with it. I did get a pressure pot just because I was having a good time making dice, and I did want to get better at it. But I had trouble justifying the cost of a set of masters. But I made a jumbo D6. I might have it down here actually. It might be down here. Just a second. It is down here. I made this. Maybe. I made this jumbo D6. You can see with my original sanding and everything. And I posted a picture of it to social media, and it got such a big response from people that I was like, all right, I'll get masters. I want to make more cool things. And things have snowballed from there. There's a thumbprint on there. Why my phone buzz? Is it people texting? Hopefully they're not telling me that my stream has died. Nope. Just friends at the pumpkin patch. Just trying to get weird thumbprints and things off of here. I might be adding, more oil. Let me grab, I just broke one of the little little tiny flowers off. Let me grab a clean one of these, and also let me glue that back on. We should have enough time, I think, before this is some old glue. But I think we'll have enough time. Where did it go? Where does the little tiny flower go? Oh, there it is. It's blending in with my messy work surface. Where was that? It's right here. Alright. Just trying to get some of this, why is that sparkly? I don't need sparkles. I'm trying to get some of the like oils and things off. I can kind of see where things are a bit oily. Just from all my you know, my fingers and things. I'm not too worried if there's a little bit, but I feel like it might look weird if there's like a fingerprint. Yeah. Throw that over there because that's the cleaner one. All right, we've got those laid out. Let's get our the colors for our sunrise dice filmed. Okay, looks like. Okay, cool. Things are still running smoothly. Yes, let's get that set up. So I might make it a little bit hard for you guys to see. But I did say that we were going to go through my process of filming things. And I usually try to have a little bit of, you know, variety in things, but I need little stir sticks so I can grab some pigment. You know, I'm gonna grab some nice fresh new stir sticks. Obviously, it's gonna look better on camera. I was having a thought. I was literally having a thought not too long before I started streaming today about how it's like a lot to try to be both, or it's not necessarily doable, at least while I also have a part-time job, to try and be both a dice maker that makes videos and a video maker that makes dice. I kind of gotta pick one. Which I've talked about this before, just saying I wouldn't mind being one or the other. And it might seem, I don't know why I'm doing this for the camera. The camera is not on. And I know that those two things sound like very similar things, but I guess the way to kind of think of it is, am I focusing on making one thing and then, like, or am I coming up with the video concept first and then focusing on making the thing or things for that video? Or am I making things and then turning whatever it is that's made into a video? Sometimes things line up so that they're both. Like, this is kind of one of those things where it just lined up so that it's both. After so many people were, you know, interested in seeing about how to make sunrise dice, it just kind of worked out that I was like, oh, you know, someone ordered a set, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a set. And also people are curious in seeing the process. Let me get this somewhere where it'll be nice and easy to see what I'm doing for the camera, not necessarily for you. I'm trying to make it so that everyone can see. You can see, I can see, the camera can see, and also so there's not a bunch of other random stuff on screen. Alright, so I'm just gonna film, putting a little bit, you guys can see, look, there you go, you can see. Actually, I need to see, sorry. But I'm gonna film putting a little bit of all of my colors into the mixing cups. The thing is, of course, that I might not end up using all of this footage, and that'll be okay. I don't want to add too much. I'm just going to add like a little bit of the mica because I don't want it to really sink. This off to the side. That's just a thing for the sunrise dice. I don't want the mica powder to get oversaturated and sink too much. But, you know, I want to make sure everything is in frame. Just a little bit. And there are things that, like, I don't know, I feel like I have things that I tend to film pretty much every time. And depending on the video, I may or may not use all that footage. Like, for commissions, I usually will film, you know, the finishing process and stuff. But, for example, I'm working on a video right now that was a commission. I am working on a video. I know it's been so long, but I'm working on a video right now that was a commission. And I've pretty much cut out the finishing process just because it doesn't really matter with the actual like message, I guess, of the video that I'm going for. Doesn't necessarily flow, but it doesn't hurt to have extra video footage. Turn that off. We've got all of our colors here except for our liquid color that will get added after we have the resin in there. I just want to make sure that I have everything. We might actually be ready to mix up our resin now. That was quite quick, because it's just those, and then a little bit of blue for those, and then clear. Let me just double check the things I have here that I need to dome. Okay, so these could get domed with clear. I feel like this one should get domed with silver, and this one should maybe get domed with gold. I might pull out a couple of little mixing cups and put a little bit of gold and silver in each one. Which gold is this? I think this is the light gold. This is like a super sparkly one that I have, and I have a bunch of different golds, so it makes it... Nope, that's not it. I think it might be this one. Or it's one of the newer gold colors that I got. It's in a little sample. No, this is... Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Where's the gold color? Wait, is that it? That? No, that's not quite it. No, that's too smooth. This is more sparkly. There's kind of like different, there's different like particle sizes in mica powders. Let me see if I can kind of show you. Like, you can kind of see that this one's like more sparkly. There's like little tiny bits that you can see, whereas this one looks like more smooth almost. So this has bigger particles than this one does. But let me see. There's the gold color. I didn't set it off because I didn't. I could pour this out. Oh yeah. Is that the right gold? That might be the right gold. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe not. This feels like a more sparkly thing. I'm pulling all of the gold colors. What gold did I use? I don't think it's that one somehow. So I'll pull it out. That's yellow. I suppose it's probably not going to be too noticeable. Wait. No, that's maybe too light. This one's very... Oh wait, what's this one? Oh yeah, here it is. Here it is. Alright, so it is from these, but it is not the light gold, it's just the gold. Not the red gold. Where is it? Wait, where's the gold? Not light gold, I need the gold. Where did my gold mica go? Because it's the sample gold. Oh wait, here it is. Is this the sample gold? Eh, there it is. It looks so different. It looks so different, like it's so much lighter in the bag. Okay. these away. And then for this one, I want some silver. We'll just go for, you know, a classic silver. I keep bonking you guys. I don't think I will need very much of either of these because I'm just going to cover the backs. If I have leftover resin, and I should have leftover resin. This one has a thing that's like bumpy here. I think I need to prop this up so that it's flat. I have some, where did I set those? Here? Oh, there it is. I have a little bit of clay here that I will use to prop it up over on the other corner, or other corners, I suppose. It's not very tall, but I want it to be a little bit more flat. See how that feels. Yeah, doesn't feel too bad. That feels fairly flat. Alright, cool. And we'll do our little bit of silver and a little bit of gold. I've definitely fallen down the rabbit trail of sugar charms. I feel like sometimes it's good to fall down a little bit of a rabbit trail and try something new. I think that is also kind of my conundrum with, do I put time into making videos or do I put time into making things? Obviously there's going to be some overlap, but it takes a lot of time for either one of those things. You know, if I want to make 5 sets of dice, that's, well, you know, maybe about 3 hours for each one, so that's 15 hours. There's a lot of other stuff, I suppose, that's happening there too. You know, I want to make dice, but if I'm making stuff to sell, I'm also going to want to make, you know, keychains and other things to bring to like in-person events, like, whereas if I'm making YouTube videos, then I'm going to be putting more time into like the editing and planning. You know, I've asked myself a couple of times, it's like, how did I make a video once a week for like a year and a half? And the answer is, of course, that I wasn't making complicated videos. I was making pretty simple. Here's me making a set of dice set to music. Boom, done. Now I'm, you know, overthinking things and trying to come up with stuff that's fun and interesting. And that takes time. And I'd love to, I don't know. I think maybe I'm just getting a little bit burnt out of being, you know, go. But it's like, it'd be nice to not make like anything. Just make like one thing at a time for like a video. Focus on that instead of having to make, you know, 5 bajillion things to try and sell. But at the moment, I make more money selling things than I do making videos. So it's like, I got bills I gotta pay. As much as I'd love to make, you know, just a bunch of one-off YouTube videos about all sorts of different things. Like it'd be fun to do all sorts of different arts and crafts and things, but the fact of the matter is that dice are what I make and sell, so that's what I'm filming. So that's what videos you get. Whereas if I was a YouTuber first, I'd probably make more varied stuff. I do a lot of resin and dice and things, but I'd probably branch out and do a bunch of other arts and crafts as well. Alright. I think we're ready to start mixing up some resin. I've got gloves here. Let me grab my respirator. I want to make sure that we're nice and safe while we're doing this. Let me scoot this camera off to the side a little bit more. But let me get my safety equipment here. I have realized recently that I can wear my glasses with my respirator, which is good because if I don't wear my glasses with my respirator, I can't read chat. I've gotten blind. In my old age, I'm blind now. I cannot read the chat messages. Alright, let me, I might turn music down just a little bit, because I don't want it to be distracting or anything, or overpowering, since I'm going to be kind of muffled the rest of the stream. Let me put that on, get that situated, let me get my glasses on. They're not perfect, they're sitting like on top of the respirator instead of on top of my nose, but I can see you! I can see the chat! Alright, let's get our resin mixed up. I'm going to be kind of quiet here for a minute while I mix up the resin, just because I am liable to make a mess if I'm trying to talk and pour at the same time. So just hang tight for a second, and I will be right back with you. I am curious to know whether my live stream is actually working all right, because it seems like things say that they're working fine, but there's not actually anybody here. This might cause problems. It says it's live now. Okay, just a second. I'm gonna have to pause this because. Oh, what? There is people here. That's why am I not getting? I'm not getting. Just a second. Let me. I'm not getting chat for some reason. Well, all right. There we go. I've got chat now. It's not showing it on my Streamlabs, but there we go. I've got chat. I see that there's people here. Or at least people that were here. So now I have that up. Hello! Alright, cool. I feel better now. Alright. I'm gonna pour resin. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. I will be back with you in just a second. I might need to get more resin soon. There's our 60 milliliters of resin. I've just had an idea, but I will express that once I actually get this poured. Yep. All right. Ooh. There we go. Got resin or hardener on my hand, on my glove. All right, I'll get this mixed up. Now we can chat. Let me close this. I don't need that chat open. I just need the chat where I can actually see what people are saying. So anyway, I just had a thought. So part of the reason I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff made at the moment is because I plan on doing a couple of events in the new year. One of them's in like February, and the other's at the very beginning of June. So I'm just thinking maybe I get a bunch of stuff made, into, like, by the end, maybe I try and get all the stuff made for those 2 events by the end of the year. And then next year, I'll still take commissions and things. I'll probably still take commissions. But I don't make a bunch of stuff for my shop. I'm obviously not making a ton of stuff for my shop right now. I've been doing smaller shop updates. But maybe next year I focus on just making like videos. I try to focus all of my time on that. And probably, you know, things from videos will end up in the shop, but instead of the focus being on making things, have the focus be on making videos instead. Maybe I could do that, because I have lots of video ideas, but I just haven't found the time to make them, especially because, I've done a bunch of commissions and stuff, and so I've got video footage from all of those commissions that I've done. I've got probably like 10 commissions that I've done, and I've not done anything with the video footage from them yet. So it's like, well, I'd like to get those done, but I never actually promised anyone that I was going to or anything, so it's not a huge deal if I don't. I can slowly work my way through them. Alright. I don't know, I'd ask you guys whether you think I should focus on YouTube videos or making items, but you guys are here on my YouTube channel, so I suppose that this would be a little bit of a biased group. But I don't know, I think I'd rather put more time into YouTube, but I just haven't felt like I've been able to. And I think part of that is just because I feel like I need to be making stuff for like in-person events and such. Because like for in-person events, I want to have more than just the dice. I really mostly have dice in my online shop, right? And part of that is just because it takes a lot of time to make listings for things. So it's just more economical for me to make, a listing for a fairly expensive set of dice, as opposed to make, where if that sells, it's going to give me, $100 or whatever, instead of a bunch of listings for little tiny things where it's going to take, it's going to take me 10 times as long to get those made, but for the same possible amount of money. Like, as much as I love making stuff, the selling stuff is the part that's annoying. So if I could make stuff without having to sell it, that'd be great. So, I don't know. It's one of those things, too, where I've got bills. And I do have a part-time job, but that's not necessarily... It's a part-time job. It's not enough for to pay the bills. There's still streaks in here, so it's still getting mixed up. It is not mixed completely yet. I'll probably pick my brother's brain about it later. Be like, what do you think of this plan? He'll probably be like, yeah, do whatever you want to do, but I don't know. It's nice having like a sounding board or something to bounce ideas off of, even if it's, even if they're just there to, be a rubber duck or whatever, as they say in coding. That'd be fun, because maybe I'd be able to spend more time on my other YouTube channel then too. So I do have another YouTube channel. I don't really post it much. I've mostly just been live streaming on it occasionally with a few other folks doing like games. But I really would like it to just become like my miscellaneous channel. I played a game with a couple of friends like a while ago now, and I still need to edit up the stuff from that, but it hasn't really been a priority. But that'll get posted over there eventually. But, it's one of those things where it would be fun to do a bunch of random random videos and things. Now that I feel more comfortable, I guess, with editing. Depends on the kind of editing. I like certain kinds of, like, I like editing certain things more than I like editing others. Like, I've got a ton of vlog footage that I've done nothing with because I can't stand having to comb through 12 hours of footage to try and figure out what the story is that I'm trying to tell. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing with this 12 hours of footage. I don't know what I'm looking for. It was kind of a similar thing with like this, the game that I played with friends, where it was just like, you know, we just kind of played for 3 hours or whatever, and then I just had 3 hours of footage to try and parse through and put together some sort of cohesive story and make it entertaining. That one I feel like at least I've kind of figured out what I'm doing a little bit more on it now though. Unfortunately, the audio is not great, but I did discover that in my editing software, there's built-in functionality for making subtitles. So that's cool. Didn't know that. And I can export that either as like part of the video or as like a subtitle file that you can then, you know, upload with the video for like closed captions. Closed captions. There we go. Closed captioning or closed captions. I am curious to see how well it works. So I know that YouTube does support like having multiple colors of captions. I know that's a thing that you can do. I'm not sure if they have to be specific colors. So it'll be a little bit of a test with this one because it's just like a fairly short. It's kind of it's like a 10-minute game video, and I'm going to attempt to make captions for it, just because the audio is not great. The audio levels between the different people, like me and the other two folks, are not all that level. Alright, this is looking pretty good. Not seeing any streaks. Let me scrape the sides and the bottom one more time, and then see if there's any streaks or anything. I'm not seeing any streaks. I think we're okay. I'm going to go back to filming a little bit. I want to start splitting this up into my different mixing cups now. I found that if I let the resin sit in the big mixing cup, it will start to cure faster just because there's a bunch of it and it starts heating up quicker. Alright, so let me, 5, 10, so we need a little bit more than 5 in each of these. I'm trying to get this so that everyone can see, but no promises. Oh, go like that. Alright. Let's put all of these on the screen at once. Put those there. So, like I said, we're going to do about, hi Cobra, we'll do about a little bit more than 5 milliliters in each of these, because we're going to need about 30, so maybe we'll go closer to 7.5, but oh, I also need pipettes for this. I'll grab those in a second. Just trying to make sure that I fill this up to the correct level. It's kind of hard to see. A little bit of a 5. Alright, there's that. Let's mix these up while I have the camera out anyways. A couple drops of that. start. I'm going to mix these up one at a time. On camera, I might zoom in a little bit, because especially when I was doing videos set to music, it was nice to have a bunch of different like video, like camera positions and things, just so that I had lots of ways, like I could do hard cuts and such, because that was the way that that's the way that I've done those sorts of videos, is, you know, whenever there's a beat of the music or whatever, or the note changes, I would cut to something else. And I found that if the shot is like too similar, like not the same but very similar, it just kind of looks weird. It just looks like the film is kind of choppy almost. So you need to have like your hand in a different position, or you need the color of something to change at the very least. Or you need to have something either way zoomed in or way zoomed out. You can go too far with that too, where it just feels like, wait, how did we get here? But it also depends on the music that you're using too, I found. You know, if it's super like smooth and chill, you're probably not going to want as big of differences. Whereas if it's like, you know, super fast-paced and epic and there's a lot going on, it's, you know, a little bit more hectic. You make the way it looks a little bit more hectic as well. This is going to be a video that is not just set to music. It's going to have speaking as well, because I'm going to, you know, be telling about how I make my sunrise dice. So it's not, you know, I don't necessarily want huge, giant cuts. You know, I'm not changing around the camera as I mix these, because I don't want to make it like too distracting from what I'm going to try and talk about. I probably will include this footage sometimes. You know, if I'm talking about stuff, I won't include footage of like the colors, but I think the colors are kind of important on the sunrise dice, so I'll probably end up talking about the colors that I picked and why I picked them while I'm showing mixing them up, or, you know, putting them into the cups. So it's a little bit more important. I also am trying not to put too much, I didn't want to put too much mic in here. I think these are looking good. Let me turn that off. Get this blue out of the way. We've got all of our resin for that now. We're going to let these sit for a second, because we're actually going to want those to get a little bit thicker. I also need to grab pipettes for those. But let's get our blue resin for our lilypad dice mixed up. If you're just joining, I decided I'm going to do a little tiny bit of blue resin. It's a slightly lighter blue than this blue at the very bottom of the mold, to try and kind of just blend the blanks in with the shell a little bit. I want to make sure that I have enough clear. How much clear do I have here? Oh, I have plenty of clear. That'll be fine. So we're gonna we'll add one drop and see how it looks. Because again, I don't want it super dark. I just want this to kind of blend with the yeah. I'm glad I just did one drop. So it's very similar. This one's a little bit maybe more muted and a little bit lighter, but that's fine. So here's the plan. Plan stand. Let me move these off to the side. Let's get, we're going to get this put into the mold with our blanks. And then I might want a little pipette actually to bring a little bit of clear in around it as well. And then we're going to let them sit for a minute while we do like the everything else. And then we will come back and do the clear once that's sat for a little bit, and hopefully it won't displace too much. But I guess first I need to get all the lids off of these. So this. I might actually just start adding a little tiny drop of blue to each mold. Let's get all of these going, and then I will go grab pipettes so we can start pipetting a little bit of clear in here, and then we'll move over to our sunrise dice and at least get the the first layer of stuff in there. All right, nice light blue. We're just gonna put. Oh, it might be easier with a pipette actually. Alright, let me grab a pipette for this. I think, oh yeah, I have some here that'll work. Because I'm just going to add, see, it's very light blue, and that's fine. I just want it to kind of help the, that's probably more than I need. I want the dark blue to kind of blend in a little bit. I probably could make this a little bit darker even. But I don't, like at the very bottom, I don't want it to look like there's a layer of clear, you know what I mean, underneath the blue. So I feel like that might be kind of weird. It'd probably look fine, but I don't know. I'm just being weird about it. One of those things I think that only I would notice, but you know, sometimes I gotta do stuff because I would notice it, even if no one else is gonna. Oops. Luckily, I think this blue is light enough that if any of it does kind of, you know, end up along the side for some reason, you know, gets pushed around by the clear that we're going to add, it's really not going to be super noticeable. Because it'll probably get kind of, you know, mixed in with the clear almost. So I think we'll probably be good. But I'm trying to add kind of just enough to cover the like the bottom of the die. These D4s, I'm literally gonna add a drop. I need so little for the D4s, I know. I'm gonna add a little bit more to some of these ones where the bottom doesn't seem to be covered. Just like a drop or two. No, that one is. No, it's not. Actually, I think I made kind of just the right amount of this blue color. I was worried that I was making like too much, but this seems to be working fine. There's gonna be a little bit of leftover, looks like. But that is fine. We can have a little bit of leftover. Let me just, we should have plenty of resin, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll set that up and out of the way for now. Alright, let's get all of these put in. Not the cat hair, just the blanks. Yeah. Look at the little lily pad blanks. Come on, camera, you can do it, I believe. Do it, camera, there we go. Little lily pad blanks. Alright, let's get these put in. I don't think I've actually tried making these with blanks before. I'm a little bit concerned that I'm gonna accidentally break some of the flowers off, but I think we're okay. Let me grab one of these. The other thing I need to do is I'm gonna bring this closer to me. I'm gonna make sure that it's lining up all right. Right, because, oops, let me not, and also is not squishing things. Because I want to make sure that it's down all the way to the bottom, and that it's lining up with the shape of the D20. Alright. Okay. That one's lined up. But I don't want to get these in here without accidentally breaking the flowers off, because they're little and small. Oopsies. That's not what I wanted. I did not want it in there like that. getting a little bit of the light blue off of the side. And I'm trying to kind of put it in at a little bit of an angle so that it will fit in there easier. There we go, that's better. And I need to push things down so they are going to be sort of flat and lined up. I want to make sure that, you know, things are all the way down and they're not just like sticking up funky. Alright. This will take a second to get all of these in here. This doesn't seem right. That does not seem right. Alright, get out. You're supposed to go over to that side, not that side. Alright, that's better. Has anybody been working on any fun arts and crafts projects lately? I've been working on all of these classic designs that I'm bringing back. So that's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to revisit some of these old designs. I probably should have filmed, but I'll be honest, I was having fun just making things without having to think about camera angles and filming every little thing, you know, or where I was holding things. You'll notice I'm picking things up and going like this with them, just because it's a lot easier for certain things to pick them up and hold them not where the camera is. If I could throw these in here, these are very easy to get. I say they're very easy to get in and then drop it the wrong direction. You're so small. Come on, you need to go in the right direction. I think there's a certain amount of like, I'm thinking back to how I think I kind of want to make more YouTube videos going forward than more sets of dice. And YouTube videos about sets of dice is fun. And it is kind of interesting how the same thing can be presented to the world in so many different ways. You know, like I have a friend that does, another dice maker friend that does a lot of conventions, which I think is super cool. They've never necessarily worked all that well for me, but she seems to make good sales and stuff there. The D10s are kind of hard. They're such a weird shape. I think we might be able to get that to the right shape. Yay! I also don't want to scrape all the paint off. It's just, you know, acrylic paint in there. And like, you know, some people obviously do stuff, sell things online. I mean, that seems like a pretty good place to find niche markets for things, right? It's online. And I don't know, I think I'd enjoy doing things as, like, you know, focusing on YouTube videos instead of trying to sell things. But what I was going to say is I feel like it's very easy to get, like, kind of stuck in a rut a little bit, not because, you know, it's just what you've always done, but it feels almost wrong or disappointing possibly to other people, changing what you're doing, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you know, and this is how it is with any job, honestly, a little bit, at least for me. It's like, you know, people are expecting you to be doing one thing, and now you've completely changed what you're doing. You're doing something else. It's just like, oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Moved on to something else. I mean, with YouTube, there's always the and with like, especially with stuff like this, where you know you're trying to build an audience. Like if you're in a corporate job, your job's pretty well defined. You don't, and you also, networking's good, but you don't really need to try and build, you know, build an audience, I guess. Whereas with stuff like this, that's kind of the goal a little bit, just so that, you know, you have repeats, you know, people that come back. And if you start doing something completely different from what you usually do, the people who've come to you for a certain thing probably won't. They won't necessarily stick around. I go find someone who is doing the stuff that they were actually interested in. Yeah. But I don't know. I think at some point I'm going to want to switch. I did also like tell myself that, what did I say? Did I tell myself, how many years did I give myself? It's another 5 years or something? 3 years? Can't remember. But I was saying, you know, if I can't do this, like full-time or whatever in that span of time, then I'll probably need to go back and find a full-time job. So I might as well do the thing that I want, things that I want to do here. Is that lined up? I think it is. That doesn't seem lined up. I don't think that's lined up. There's a second. This does not seem lined up. Come on. Let me just see here. Let's try it this way. This might be. Oh wait, there we go. Things just kind of swirled around into place, I think. That's feeling better. It's not pushing against the numbers quite as much, I don't think. Alright, that's looking better. Right, one more. And then we're going to add a little bit of clear, probably with another pipette. Just kind of around the edges, because I want it to hopefully fall kind of evenly around the sides, so that we don't end up with too much of that blue coming up. Okay. And once again, this does not feel like it's lined up right. This is not feel quite right. Maybe it is actually. Maybe it is lined up. Oh, alright, maybe it is lined up. Alright, let's add a little bit of clear. And a little bit of clear around the edges. Hopefully start filling in around this. I'll just add it at like the corners here, I think, so that air can, can go down and then air can hopefully escape in the areas I'm not setting all this stuff. So I do want air to be able to escape. That's kind of the goal of this whole thing a little bit. Some of these that's going to work better for than others. Alright, as long as I leave then about 45 milliliters of resin here, we can use this to dome the back of some of these, or the front of some of these shaker charms. That's good. Yeah, so. How much do we have? We've got, what is that? Oh, about 45. Alright. Oh, you can also put the clear into here. I have my little D2s that all have just a singular lily pad on them, a nice big one. These can all just get filled up. Okay. I've been thinking for years it'd be fun to get some streaming stuff kind of set up better too. Now that I have a different laptop for streaming, it'd be nice to get oh my gosh, the cat hair. It'd be nice to get notifications and stuff set up again, so if people decide to become a member or whatever, it'll actually pop up. Maybe get some actual emotes or something set up. I think that'd be kind of cool. All right, let me just add a tiny bit in the gap here of these lids. I do worry that air might get trapped in there, but I'm not really too worried about the rest of this. All right. Okay. Let me think here. Should we do? Let's just do maybe this butterfly. All right. Let me find a nice spot that isn't covered in resin. I don't really want it on the other side of this butterfly. But I'm trying something out. I just kind of tacked a little bezel thing here, and I'm gonna try putting it in, doming it in with the resin on the back and see how well that holds it. I'm hoping that that'll be a good way to kind of seal those in and make these strong. Alright, let's spread some of this resin out. I'm just kind of trying to smooth the back. I do worry that bezel's going to open up a spot for the resin to try and drip, but we'll find out. I feel like this round, I feel like I should be, really good at shaker charms because I've been doing resin for so long now, but they are a new, different thing compared to dice, and so I need to be okay with doing lots of them and getting better at them over time, like with anything really.
So I don't know. I need to treat these like, you know, an experiment every time, like I do with dice. So if it does or if it doesn't, that will be more information for us for next time. I feel like there's a little bit more of like a time crunch this time, since, you know, I want to get a bunch of these made by February. I've got a little bit of time till February, but you know. Alright, move this back over here. I'm going to try not to touch on the side, because I don't really want to open up a spot for resin to drip. I probably did. Alright, let's do another one. We'll do this one as well. I feel like doming it kind of like, because it, you know, has a little bit of like a convex shape to it, right? It's a dome. You know, it's protruding outwards. I feel like it almost has kind of like a magnifying effect almost. It kind of like makes everything stand out more. That might be all in my head. Alright, we're going to save the rest of that for these, but got at least a couple of them domed on the back, and that is something. Alright, once I get these domed, what do we want to do next? We want to fill in the clear. It's probably going to be easier to just fill in the clear, right? And get those out of the way before we do our sunrise, fill in our sunrise dice. But, because I definitely want the resin to be thick for the sunrise dice. I guess I'm not as worried about it being super thick for the, for these, even though I don't want things to, you know, move around too much. Also, the resin has been sitting in a larger container for these, which probably means that the resin is going to set up slightly quicker, just because there's more of it all together. Get this nice and even. I want a nice smooth coat on the back. You know, I want my stuff to look and feel nice. There we go. Look at it from a couple different angles, just to make sure it's looking good. Switch these down with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, get rid of some bubbles. So set both of those over here. Alright, let's fill in all the clear here. I'm still gonna, I think, try and gently layer things with the pipette, just so we don't move stuff around too much. Really wouldn't be a huge deal, just because all of that blue is down at the bottom. Let's just pour it in. It's gonna be easier. I'm doing a little bit at a time. I think I'd rather get the resin in these two, just so I can see if there's any big air gaps that I need to add more resin to. There's a cat hair in here. Where is it? There it is. Get out of there. The nice thing is, if for some reason I don't have enough resin, I should have enough resin, but if for some reason I don't, it's not going to be a big deal if I have to come back later and add more clear resin to the molds, you know, later on. That'll be okay. Let's try and get these full. Alright. We'll kind of get more here. I'm not really gonna put any resin on the lids either. I've been hearing from some folks that it works fine for them when they don't, so we'll try it. Why not? I'm gonna fill these up with, dome them, give them a little bit of extra resin though. I think we're gonna have like just the right amount of resin. These are looking pretty good. There's obviously some kind of big air bubbles, but these all seem like they have like enough resin in them. There's a little tiny bit of resin left. So put on some of these. I'm gonna let these. Oops, this D12. I'm gonna let these sit for a minute, and then we'll get the lids put on those. I'm gonna scoop these. Alright, I'll leave the little tiny bit of resin still in there. Set these down. I want the air bubbles to pop. I'm going to put these over on my tray already just because they're fine. They're so thin, they haven't really... I'm not worried about air bubbles getting trapped on them. I'm glad I didn't put too much resin on the lid because some of these, the keys are a little bit short, so they're kind of wobbly a little bit. There's plenty of resin there. Alright. Well, let me scoot these off to the side and we'll move our sunrise molds over. Like I said, I want to let these rest for a minute while air rises to the surface. Let me bring over the stuff to the sunrise dice. Alright. Put that over there too. Alright. So this is kind of the last little bit that we'll probably film for these today. So let me get some pipettes. I'm only going to need 4. We're going to put the blue in first. I did these with the highest number at the top. I've just realized that D12 has the 1 at the top because I didn't put my molds away correctly. Lovely. These are all good though. I think there's just going to be one D12 that's upside down. Well, oh well. I could try and take it out, but I don't know that I want to deal with that mess. Everything else is the correct direction. Just that one D12. I didn't think to check that before I went and put all the blanks in. Wasn't thinking about that. Alright, so we're going to make our base set of dice. We'll also make an extra D4, this the other shape, and a little crystal. I am probably going to block you guys. I'm going to block you guys a little bit. Because again, I'm trying to get kind of the best angle for film so that I can have a nice video. Actually, I might be able to go here and angle this. That's also resin. Angle this a little bit so that it's kind of like straight with the camera. But we'll, let me see how this looks. Alright, yeah, so you're gonna be a little bit blocked there, but it's okay. You'll be fine. Alright, so we're gonna start by adding a little bit of our clear blue to all of these. It's okay if it's not, you know, super neat and tidy. And we're also this color is going to get displaced by the other colors a bit, so it's going to end up looking more prevalent by the end, because as we add other colors, this stuff's going to get pushed up along the sides a little bit, even though it is starting to get a little bit thicker, and it will kind of cover up the other colors a little bit. It is part of the reason that I did it in like a clear, but let's get a slightly different angle. This is straight up what I do. The lighting's over there. Let me move this. Alright, just moving this around so that the lighting is a little bit better, and also I can still reach things and the camera can see things. But yeah, this blue is going to get pushed up along the sides, so part of the reason it's clear. Also, just I thought that it made it more interesting to make one color clear, and it felt very sky-like, I guess. I feel like, you know, the sky is nice and clear, and then all of the like colors that like hit the clouds and the sun and everything are just not clear. I wish I did this the other direction. I'm gonna grab it different. I need to zoom this stuff out again. Let me grab a different D2, because I want to do it with the blue at the other end. I'm going to do the blue at the wider end. I think it'll end up matching everything better. Actually, let's do our D2 real quick. So I'm just going to block you guys while I do this D2. Because I want to kind of zoom in on the D2. Let's just skip this over. This is the problem with doing this. Alright. Because I'm going to do kind of all of the colors in the D2 at once. If you really want to see what I mean, I did stream making these 2 weeks ago. And you'll have a better view of things there. Let me add a little bit more blue to this. Alright, yeah, I'll show you. There's the D2. I did it in layers like that. I do actually have molds that are like upright, but I did this kind of flat mold because I thought it'd be nice if the colors mixed a little bit more. I don't know, I just thought it kind of fit the vibe. Everything else is going to kind of mix a bit. Let me get everything put back together here. Shove everything back together. We're also going to add a little bit of blue to this D4 here. And to our keychain mold. We're going to make one of those as well, since this is technically a commission. Alright. A little bit more of the blue to a couple of these. Like the D20 could probably use some more. Alright. We're just gonna go down the color line. We'll do purple next, and then the pink, and then the orange and the yellow. I did grab pipettes for each of these because we want to try and gently layer them. There you go. You can see what I'm seeing. There we go. I can look at you guys. You guys can see the the video camera there. But yeah, I'm gonna grab a little bit of purple and I'm gonna try and kind of gently layer it around the sides almost, kind of spiraling my way in. Because if I just dump it all in the middle, it's just going to push all of that blue resin out to the sides and completely cover up the purple. This is still going to do that a little bit. It's kind of hard to get it, you know, along the sides perfectly. But we can try and kind of mitigate that a little bit. And I still want to add a little bit in the middle. And we really want to add the most probably yellow, because that's not going to have anything to push it. So I want to make sure that I leave room for that. And a little bit more of the D20. The D20 takes quite a bit more resin than everything else does. Alright. Red is next, or pink, or whatever you want to call it. Let me scoot this forward a little bit. There you go. Slightly better angle. I might, because I shifted it just slightly, I might move it more just so that it's a little bit, I'm going to do that so you guys can see what I'm doing. So, just so that it feels more purposeful. That's really what I found, is just, you don't want, it's like when you're putting together an outfit. Like if you have, say that your pants and your shirt are both blue. If they're the exact same blue color, it looks like it was on purpose. If they're two different blue colors, but you know, they're like, maybe the same kind of like brightness, but they're, you know, maybe a step or two apart on like the color wheel. You know, one's like a blue-green, and then you've got like a green, and then, you know, like a light blue. That feels purposeful. But if you have two blues that are just slightly off from each other, it kind of feels like you did it on accident. That's kind of it with the camera placement too, is that if it's just slightly different and I cut to it, it might feel a little bit weird, like the camera got bumped or something. Whereas if I have a hard cut, I figure it feels more like it was on purpose, that the camera changed positions. A little bit of pink. Add some more to the D20 as we've been doing. I could probably add some more to the D10s here too, it looks like. And the D12. I tried not to add too much mica to these. Ooh, this is starting to get thicker, for sure. Just that they wouldn't sink, but I don't know how well that worked. Alright. Alright, orange is next. Alright, let me move it so that everything can be seen. Once again, we'll move over to orange. The idea with the colors that I chose is that, every color, if it mixes with the color next to it, shouldn't make brown. You know, you mix blue and purple, you're just going to get a slightly different color of purple. You mix the purple and the pink, you're just going to get a slightly different color of purple. You mix the pink and the orange, you're just going to get like a pink-orange color. You do the orange and the yellow, you're just going to get like an orangey yellow. And that's kind of one of the things I feel like with resin, is that you can have colors next to each other. Either you want them to be a good color that, like, when they mix together, or you want to make sure that you're doing it in such a way that they will not mix. That is kind of one of the fun things with like split cup pours, is that you can do sometimes those weird color combos that would not do well, like, mixed together, because it does a good job of keeping the colors separate. I don't know, it feels like it does a better job than a lot of other ways I've done dirty pores and things. Alright, let me get this. I am going to go back and do that D4 and the, what's it called? The keychain. But let's get the main dice done first since we're filming it. Get them out of the way. I add more to this D20 and the D12. They are, they could use more resin. Especially the D20. And then we'll fill in our yellow. Alright, last color here. Oh, everything's looking good. Last color. Just going to do our yellow, and we're going to fill it up all the rest of the way. I'm still going to try and do kind of the same thing I was doing before, though, where I go from like the outside in. Just to hopefully help that yellow to fill in along the sides and not just the top. Alright. Get that hair out of the way. But yeah, this resin's definitely starting to get thicker. You can see that the stir sticks are starting to stick. The stir stick's starting to stick to things as I try to stick into the pipette. The resin's gotten a lot stickier, which means it's getting thicker. Once, you know, like stir sticks start sticking to my gloves and things, I'm like, ooh, that's definitely thick resin. Hopefully I have enough of the yellow here. If all else fails, I will try to mix up a little bit more, but let me just do this. I might just try to layer some of the yellow instead of using the pipette. So it's going to be easier to use the stir stick here. And it's close enough to the top that I'm not too worried about displacing it a ton. It might actually be easier in some of these spots to coat things better. Yeah, I might need to mix up a little bit more of the yellow, but I'll do that for the keychain and things. I'd rather all this yellow be the same if it can be. But I might need to. Alright, we're going to use that last little bit of clear. If we need more clear over there with the other ones, I'll probably steal it from the lids, not the lids, but the tops of the molds and things. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So we're just going to mix up a little tiny bit more yellow resin. I left a little bit too much of the other colors in the mixing cups. I needed to add more probably of the purple. Looks like I've got a fair amount of the purple left, but that's okay. It's the same yellow. I may have added a little bit more of the mica, so the mica might be a little heavier. I might try to sink. I'm hoping not. To be fair, this resin's very thick at this point, so it's probably not going to move around too much. I just want to make sure that I get enough into all of the molds. I want to add, you know, a little bit extra. I want the tops to be domed a little bit so that when I put them in the pressure pot, there's resin to fill in air gaps and things. I want to use more, probably this D8 that's got a bunch of air bubbles. Alright. Yeah, I need a little bit more even. Alright, let me spritz these down. I'm going to turn that off because we're going to let these sit for half a second while I deal with the other things, and then we will get the lids put on. But I want to let the escape from those as much as it can. I'm going to mix up a tiny bit more of this because I want to do the D4 and the keychain here. So we'll let that sit for a second. Alright, purple. These are not, I'm not as worried about these big, you know, perfect. These are dump molds, technically. You know, I'm just putting leftover resin in these, technically. These are little bonus items. A little bit more purple with the keychain. I'm going to have a bit of leftover purple there. Yeah, I could have added some of the other, more of the other colors. I didn't add enough of them, so then I didn't end up with quite enough yellow. But that's also why I leave a little bit of extra in my main mixing cup, is so that if I need just a little bit more of any particular color, I can, you know, mix up more if I need to in the middle of things. I always try not to plan, so I mix up 100 milliliters at a time, right? I always try to, I don't ever plan to pour 100 milliliters. At most, usually I will plan to pour 90. I want that little bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? Leeway, I guess? I want a little bit of flexibility, that's the word I was looking for. I want a little bit of flexibility just in case something doesn't quite turn out how I was hoping. Alright, I need to get lids on things. This resin is getting thick. So let me get the lids on the other things first, just because they've been sitting out longer. So air has had more time to travel to the top. I'm going to grab the ones that don't have giant air bubbles on them first, and then try to use them to probably stack on top of things that do have air bubbles, and I'm going to try and poke some of these air bubbles. But a few little air bubbles is not going to be a big issue because these are going to be going into a pressure pot. So I'll be carrying these all under, I don't know, 35-ish psi of pressure. So that will take any air bubbles in there and squish them down really, really small so you can't even see them. But I do need, you know, a little bit of resin to fill in where those air bubbles used to be. Alright. Let's get these all over here, though. No, that's not. Oh, I should have done the yellow at the very bottom of the keychain. That would have made more sense to have the yellow at the bottom, like next to sunrise. Oh well. That's okay. Wasn't thinking about it when I did it. The resin's getting thick enough that I'm starting to be like, okay, I need to hurry up. I need to get these things, the lids put on. I need to get things put together. Get everything into the pressure pot. I think part of it too is just, how long have we been streaming? How long have we been streaming? Oh, this is an hour and 42 minutes. It hasn't actually been that long of a stream, but we did start mixing up our resin quite quickly. So there's a little bit more resin. There's a bit of air bubble in that, so we'll let that sit another second. Where was that? No. Alright. Good little pieces up there. I do hope that these turn out well. This is one of my favorite designs. So let's get air bubbles out as much as we can. I'm not pressing these down too hard, I'm just trying to make sure that the lid is on there straight and flat. But, yes, things are... The bubbles are just kind of hanging out on the surface because the resin's thick enough that they're not popping when I spray them with the alcohol. So, that's a sign that my resin is thick. Let's fix these down again. So I do have a video that I'm working on. I have it on my calendar to work on it, you know, next few days. I'm kind of, yeah, it should be fun. I'm still figuring out the editing on it, but you know, I filmed some fun bits with my brother. He helped me out. So I think it'll be good. I obviously want to do this video at some point, but that's gonna probably wait until I've actually finished this set of dice, and that'll be a little while, just because of the whole, I gotta let things cure, and I gotta sand things, let them polish. I had a video that I really wanted to do, and I got stuff kind of like figured out for it, but I just don't have the right space for it at the moment. I need to do some cleaning. So I had an idea to film some stuff in my basement, but what with the windows getting replaced recently and stuff, there's just a bunch of stuff stacked up where I was thinking I would film that video. But that's okay. I've got plenty of other videos that I can work on in the meantime. It's something I can cycle back around to at some point and get filmed. I'm just stacking these on. Alright. So I am probably going to get all of the lids put on everything, and then I'm going to end stream so I can go get these in the pressure pot. Wait, what's that right there? Like a piece of one of the little flowers or something. Weird. Alright. Alright. Just a little bubbles, but I think it will be okay. We'll just assume that it will be okay. Alright. Alright. Throw that on there for the measure. Oh, I've got some leftover resin here I should really throw into something. I don't have a good red on here. Let's throw this pink on here. And this can just stay out. There's a hair on there. But let's get the lids on the get the lids put on the sunrise dice here. Before I worry about that too much. This one isn't gonna go in the pressure pot. This one can just sit out here. Actually, I could probably add all of these colors to that, so I will worry about that in a second. Let's get these lids put on first. Alright, I put the keychain over there. We'll put this D4 over here. Alright, let me film putting the lids on. This one could be at a little bit of an angle. I think that'll be fine. I'm going to put some of these probably on closer to the camera. Alright, make sure those lids are on. Nice and square. I might move the camera in the middle just to get a slightly different vantage point. Lid here. Alright, let's get that put on like that. Ooh, why does that lid not feel very secure? Well, let's put that there and we'll stack something on top of it. I feel like that helps the lids to feel more secure when it stacks up on top. Poking bubbles. I think this D2 is going to be really pretty. With all the colors. Alright. I said that I was going to go put these into the pressure pot right away. I should. Throw that down there so there's a little weight. Let me just throw the last little bits of resin on here. Before we go. Close between the blue and the green. But let me get this on here and then we'll this might be enough resin to finish this thing actually. Don't know. I've also got that, which would be good with the blue. Yeah, a little bit of blue to this fish here. Alright. Alright. I think that's probably gonna be good. I'm just gonna throw any leftover that I have in here. This is gonna be one of my dump molds. This is for pen blanks. So for like lathing pens. Just gonna throw a nice little bit in there. Make sure there's enough on this fish, and then it's very thick and honey-like now. Alright. Alright. I think we're good. Alright, I'm gonna get things put into the pressure pot. I've got a whole stack of things that need to go in. So I am going to go ahead and end the stream now because I'm going to go turn on the pressure pot, which is very loud. But thanks for hanging out, guys. I will hopefully get this video edited up fairly soon and give it to you guys. But again, I need to finish the dice first. So we'll do that. But yeah, I will see you guys later.